coming up. Godslayer has already made the statement that he's going to play Lava Loon the entire way through. Tin2, we already saw last week, is a really, really capable Expo player. So is there anybody else that you're looking forward to playing or afraid to play, maybe?
Tin2's he's really good, and I'm looking forward to playing against him.
But he's Batman, so he's not afraid, right?
Yeah.
No way.
So Tin2's actually our next matchup against Godslayer. While you're here, we might as well ask you how you feel about that.
Crazy, hurtful for Batman, so we'll have to see what he does here right now in the viewer-voted match.
Batman red along the top, Tin2 blue along the bottom. Both of these players hailing from the United States of America, like all North American players are.
And the Bandit's going to come down behind that Giant. Let's see if the Bandit's going to walk onto the tower. Electro Wizard's going to come down. That's going to get cleaned up really fast. And
this is
going
going to go bad.
Oh my gosh. Batman coming in with dominance on the first push.
Did not have an answer for the Bandit. Tried to put down the Electro Wizard, but as any Electro Wizard player knows, not real great when someone punches him in the eye.
Oh no, not at all. But Tin2 does keep his pump alive.
Didn't take any damage on it, so theoretically he's got a good elixir advantage that he can use to build a counter push. But we're going to see how he's going to start that, because it depends on what kind of deck he's running, right?
Now he has a second pump down. Ice Spirit's just going to jump right onto that. Oh, and the Lightning's going to come down. This is huge for Batman.
Here's the thing, if it's a 3 Musketeers deck, he might be like, oh cool, I can play my 3 Musketeers now. But the downside is with that 1 tower down, your opponent has that extended deploy zone that's going to really help, and they can probably jump on your Musketeers. Although it looks like it might just be a giant beatdown deck.
Yeah, the minions are going to clean up that Bandit, no problem. The Zap will come down and make sure that Mega Minions go. Oh, great zap right there from Tin2, but the Ice Spirit will clean up the minions. Oh, wow. And the Giant's going to smack away a few more times, bringing that tower close to 1,000 damage.
Yeah, so Tin2's not out of this one yet. We've got 90 seconds to go in this game 1, and he's got the tower down to 1057, a reasonable range to bring it down either with spells or a moderately successful attack.
Yeah, Batman went from feeling really good to...
maybe unsure.
Uh-oh. Baby Dragon's going to come down here, and that Giant is just going to get eaten by the Goblins, Bandit, and Baby Dragon. Doesn't even get to the tower.
The biggest winner of this balance change might be Zap. I feel like we've seen a ton of Zap today after hardly seeing it at all last week. And not only are we seeing it, but it's an amazingly effective spell. It's changing the course of so many different combats.
Yeah, and it's not like it resets the Bandit or anything, because if the Bandit isn't charging, it's just like holding its charge. Anything you put down, it's going to go to that closer target. Yeah. So it's interesting to see that Zap is kind of making its way back into the meta.
We talk about patterns and how these players are adapting. That second time that Batman went for the Giant Bandit push, Tin2 did not let it play out the same way.
Oh,
not at all.
No, not at all. Giant's going to come down now. Ewiz is going to come down to support the Giant. Mega Minion is still alive, and that Giant gets melted once again.
And that's all on Tin2. That was not a fluke. He used the Electro Wizard to zap the Baby Dragon and make it retarget onto the Giant, allowing the Mega Minion to survive.
Yeah, oh, the Electro Wizard almost lived, but it did not. The Giant is not going to be able to get a hit here. No. Fireball's going to come down. Oh, it misses the Mega Minion, though. And Batman is going to take this game, no problem.
And we mentioned earlier, you win one game, you take one tower early in the match, it changes how you play for the whole rest of the match.
Oh,
you at no point are like, oh, I got to stick my neck out there with the Giant. I got to stick my neck out there by casting 3 Musketeers in the back. You just hang out. You watch whatever your opponent's doing. You just cycle through your elixir playing safe calls like Mega Minion.
Yep.
And when your opponent gives you that opportunity, you just punish them on defense.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Early Giant Bandit Mega Minion just took the tower almost instantly. And after that, never really had to make himself vulnerable.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Batman sticks with the same deck here. He played that pretty comfortably. Graveyard coming up from Tin2.
A very odd graveyard, because like, what's the, I guess he, okay, so he wanted to pull the Mega Minion plus what other defense came over, get the value poison on both of them. It's 9 elixir, but he did get about 400 damage and take out 6 elixir worth of troops. Not too bad.
Now they're behind an Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon's first appearance today.
Did we see a Zap come out already? Because if a Zap was already played, that makes you a lot more confident playing your Inferno Dragon.
Yeah, we have not seen a Zap, and that Inferno Dragon lives with like 1 health on it.
Hey, we talked about getting 7% more health in the balance updates.
There it was.
There it is. That's the 7% health. That is the balance update in action.
Yeah, so Tin2, didn't he play the, or was that Rice? Did Rice play the Inferno Dragon?
Rice played the Inferno Dragon in his Lava Loon deck last week against Godslayer, yeah.
And an immediate response on the left-hand side from Batman when the Lava Hound came down. And look at the Bandit go, it's getting so much damage on the left-hand tower.
big shout out too to goblins, just regular old stab goblins. They went in that push, and it was an Ice Spirit and Spear goblins that went in there. They were countered by arrows, but that's an even elixir trade. That's really not a big advantage there for Tin2. If that was Goblin Gang, it would have been elixir positive for him.
So a Lava Hound Graveyard coming out from Tin2.
Super unusual deck.
I think this is the first ever Lava Hound Graveyard I've seen in actual competitive play.
Yeah, not since like June of last year. Like, I'm sorry, not June, whenever Graveyard came out. But you're right, like Lava Hound at the very beginning of Graveyard's release was a popular target because you had the Lava Pups and the Graveyard Skeleton. It seems like they went together really well. It's not nearly as popular of a Graveyard deck anymore, but maybe Tin2's got some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, and the Tombstone, again, in response to the Bandit.
Double pushes.
Absolutely phenomenal. And the Inferno Dragon's going to come down, and this Giant is about to get melted.
Yeah, there's just no zap for it. The Ice Spirit was used over there on defense. It wasn't able to get in there. And Lightning comes down just a little too late.
But look at the Goblin Gang go on the right-hand side. This could be going to game 3 if Tin2 can defend this for the last 30 seconds. Oh, is Tin2 going to get the 3 crown?
It looks like it. There's a lot of pushing there. It finally gets countered. Second Lava Hound comes down. Unfortunately, it doesn't take the tanking of the left side tower, but it is keeping the pressure up, and this keeps Batman from building a push of his own. If you're constantly defending this, how are you ever going to take that tower? It's only got 700 health, but you can't even get to it.
Can't. The log's going to come down, and Tin2 is about to get the first 3 crown of the day.
This
Wow.
is a tale of 2 weeks for Batman. I mean, wins every single game in week 1, struggling here in week 2. They're going to game 3. Tin2 has a chance to take this match from him.
A second game 3 of the day. But because even if you put the Giant down to defend, or like you put it in the back, and you have a Lava Hound going same lane, the Pups will come out and they'll do some damage to the Giant.
We're in game 3 here, and now I wonder if Tin2 is going to stick with the same deck. It would be dangerous in some way to stick with that deck because your opponent might play a counter to it. On the other hand, who off the top of their head can just counter this random wacko deck you've never played against before?
Yeah, that was, I've honestly never seen a deck like
Whoa!
that. Battle Ram Minion Horde going down the right-hand lane. Baby Dragon to come out and counter, and the Tornado will clean that up, no problem.
9 elixir spent on offense. Oh, it almost hit.
Oh.
7 elixir spent on defense, but I think Tin2's happy. That 2 elixir just bought you about 800 damage.
Yeah, and here comes the Baby Dragon Graveyard counter push, a defensive poison right there from Tin2.
Oh, no, Tin2!
Oh, the Baby Dragon. Oh, he has to zap to reset the Baby Dragon.
That is extra elixir
Still
you do not
got
want to spend.
a lot of damage. Oh, wow.
And this Ice Golem is not really going to do much. It might die on the tower.
That tower
Hooray.
is going down below 1,000.
Wow, Batman's got to be happy. He's nodding again. Again, real stoic player. Probably has the least emotion of anyone on stage, but he gave a knowing nod. He's like, yes,
He's
that
like,
went
yep,
well.
that just happened. And that could be the game difference right there.
One charge comes in. He's going to charge again to the tower. Oh, Bowler comes down to
gonna
block.
come down, yeah.
Bandit actually does a pretty good amount of damage to a Bowler, given that you would
Yeah, almost
expect.
taking half health.
Yeah, you'd
Another Inferno Dragon from Tin2.
And this Inferno Dragon has been a thorn in the side of Batman in their last game. Let's see if it works in this game as well. No, he's going Night Witch, Battle Ram. Will we see another Tornado? Maybe, yeah.
Wow, the Inferno Dragon actually targeted the Battle Ram's going to connect. Now a nice goal. Inferno Dragon going down the right-hand lane. The split push is huge from Tin2.
An unbelievable mechanical play. What he did there is he used the Battle Ram. The Battle Ram's charge speeds up the Night Witch. The sped up Night Witch is not easily tornadoed, and we've got an Inferno Dragon locked onto Batman's tower.
Gone. Tin2 using
Wow.
2 of the most recent buffed cards, Bandit and Inferno Dragon, and he is making it work.
Now, and he's also got a damage lead on the second tower. This is why we say it's so important to practice with your teammates. It's so important to keep knowing what the meta is going to be. 2 cards were buffed, a bunch of other cards were nerfed, but here we are, Tin2 making the most of the new meta by playing this Inferno Dragon deck in 2 games, and it looks like he's just 30 seconds away from going 4-0.
The Battle Ram is going to connect to the tower. The Bandit's going to come in, but neither of the Barbarians were able to lock onto the tower. They were both distracted by the Knight. Poison coming down right there from Tin2, building up a little bit more damage. And Batman's going to need to have a huge graveyard push here if he wants to win this game.
We have 15 seconds till we go into overtime. Now, of course, overtime changes everything. It don't matter at that point. Looks like the Inferno Dragon is not locked onto the board where it wants to be. This tower's going down. Oh, okay, it's not taking any more damage. It seems to have stabilized.
The Minion Horde came down, and the Minion Horde will die to the poison. but Tin2 might be able to get a huge push off here. Here comes the Night Witch Battle Ram. Is the Bandit going to get placed in the center? Yes, it does. The Tornado's going to pull everything together, but the Battle Ram is going to connect to the tower.
Tin2! Tin2 moves to 4-0. He takes game 3 over Batman. Batman moves down to 3-3 after starting the day 2-0. With only 1 match to go, Batman has 1 match next week to determine whether he's got a winning record or a losing record. But let's talk Tin2. 4-0. The only player with 4 match wins in any region. The only undefeated player left in North America. Tin2. What a match over Batman.
The only player to use Inferno Dragon today twice. He used the Inferno Dragon
Absolutely close it was that Bandit snuck in just before the target of the tower onto the Inferno Tower.
Using both the Bandit and Inferno Dragon, both got a buff this last balance change, and Tin2 showing that it was making them work now.
Yep, completely turned that match around.
The players' names, you should probably write them down, memorize them. You're going to see quite a lot of them throughout this week and next week as well. I'll give you a quick rundown of how this works. So this is a round-robin style tournament, which means every player here is going to be playing every other player once, which means everyone's playing 7 matches. A match is a best of 3 games, and the way you earn points is by winning a match. So even if you lose a game, you'll still get the full point by winning 2 of the 3 matches. Now, it might look a little skewed right now, but the way this scoreboard works is by score differential. So essentially, it's your wins minus your losses. So you'll notice that Rice might be sitting in the middle at 2 wins and 2 losses, so he's technically at a 0 differential, while Tin2's above him at 1-0. And just to explain the color coding at the top, if you do end this round robin in the top 2, you get preferential seeding going into our finals. And if you end bottom 2, you're out, you're done, your dreams are crushed, and we're not going to get to see anymore.